Quick hits, three things that have been in the news over the last few weeks that I wanted to make a quick comment on that I think are important. In the US, the Fed's hunt for a reason to cut rates, surveys, and tariffs make answers elusive. As I just finished off the last segment, I think the Fed is trying to find a reason to cut rates, just can't seem to do so because I think they're nervous about what tariffs are going to bring. And as mentioned, things are going well. Why do you need to cut rates? Number two, Musk talks about launching a third political party. If any of you saw in the news recently, Elon Musk said this is ridiculous. The fact that the one big beautiful bill was passed and that there really was no party in the last election to challenge President Trump or Donald Trump at that time, former President Trump. And he's thinking about making a new party, calling it the US party, Party for the People. And that was his conversation recently. Number three, another topic I saw recently, which I thought was quite interesting. From fantastic to spoiled, how Japan's trade effort to woo President Trump backfired. And we heard in the beginning that the Japanese were trying to be the first to make a trade deal. Well, things have seemed to gone sideways and even down because now we're hearing that a trade deal between the two countries is quite a ways away. So let's touch on our first quick hit. We have our first, chart here, which we can show, which is, the Fed trying to hunt for a reason to cut rates. And with a chart like this, how do you do that? And this is a survey, chief financial officers, CFOs showing even firms who buy their supplies domestically expected to hike prices following the Trump administration of tariff announcements. So this is all about tariffs. This is the expected price as of Q4 24 is the red, the bar in the middle is first quarter 25, and then the orangey bar is second quarter 2025. And you can see this is the expectation from CFOs. So if CFOs are saying prices are going up basically on everything coming into the country and things that are actually built in the United States, how can or what reason does the Fed have to cut rates at that point? Especially if unemployment's 4.1%, especially if they're growing jobs almost 150,000 per month. So I know President Trump has really hit hard. The Federal Reserve has come on very strong with Jerome Powell, the head of the Fed, calling him every name you can think of. Too late, Jerome. I think he's called him stupid and not smart and all the different things you can imagine. But give credit to Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve. He is hanging in there. And he continues to be non-political and continues to do, or the Fed as a group continues to do what they believe they should do. Our second quick hit, Musk calls for an American party. This is an interesting one that Elon Musk going back into politics, perhaps. He was in politics. He saw what that did to the stock price of Tesla. It basically cratered it. He left the politics for a little while. Stock price moved up based on that. Based on him saying he's going to spend a lot more time at Tesla and other businesses. And now here he is once again weighing into the political sphere once again. And we have a bit of a quote here or some information. It says, by a factor of 2 to 1, you want a new political party, you shall have it. When it comes to bankrupting our country with waste and graft, we live in a one-party system, not a democracy. And this is what Elon Musk said. Today, the American Party is formed to give you back your freedom. Independence Day is the perfect time to ask if you want independence from the two-party system. Should we create the American Party? And this was on X. So clearly stirring the pot once again, and I think not making our the current president, President Trump, too happy. Our third and last quick hit is from fantastic to spoiled, what Japan wanted to do. They tried to woo the U.S. president, get him into making a deal with Japan. But at the end of the day, it just hasn't been in the cards. And when you think about what Japan is asking, they're asking for this automobile tariff, 25% tariffs on autos. I think that's a point of contention. Keep in mind that the negotiators for Japan have to go back to Japan and present in front of their parliament to get an approval of any deal that the U.S. and Japan discuss. And that's what's making it very difficult. We have one illustration about that. Trump's trade deal progress, tariff hike on imports. There it is, South Korea and Japan. And then there's some frameworks for, like I said, with United Kingdom, Vietnam, and China. So something to keep an eye on. As we mentioned earlier, a lot of trade negotiations and trade talks, but definitely in the news has been the talk with U.S. and Japan, and also U.S. with South Korea.